All right, the grand finals is underway. Team Meh versus Croissant. Frostbite and Crispp against Firstkiller and kinseh. This is going to be exciting. A best of 5 between these two teams. I can't wait. Frostbite going to be underneath on defense. Gets it around Firstkiller, though, with that little flick. Playing so calmly on that dribble. Trying to find a way around kinseh, but the back wall is so defended. Now, down to Firstkiller. He's got it lifted up. No bump there. Firstkiller looking for the double touch, but it's going to be up to kinseh. He lifts it up way too high. Firstkiller trying to redirect it in. There's no way. He still maintains control, though. I think that's really the key for Firstkiller and kinseh, is that they're trying to generate space, and the way they do that is just to sit on top of the ball at all times, force every single 50-50. You can see even Firstkiller on the way back, he still wants to be behind the ball so he can pass it off to his teammate.
Yeah, so he can pass it off. The other opportunity that he gains by being that close. Oh, kinseh barely able to get back. Frostbite looks to get the touchdown with his back wheel, unable to get it. One of the things that opens up is that he's able to just kind of make them have to worry about him making the pass. It gets them to come off the ball, and then he can just kind of drive off and leave a nice soft ball for kinseh to pick up and create his own opportunity out of. So it really does help staying that close to the ball, and also in that situation, as you can see what kinseh just did there, by being on the ball, he really gets to determine where he's going to throw the weight of his car to win that 50 and direct that ball where he wants it. What a save. The defense, again, the defense is what is going to get it done. If there's any chance, the defensive stand of this face team is what's going to be needed.
They were actually bunched up as you were talking about their defense. They were like right next to each other so that Crispp was sniffing the fumes from Frostbite's car. And Crispp is just taking a shot, sending it straight down. The first blood going the way of Team Meh.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously, that bump from Frostbite on the Firstkiller was huge, and kinseh thought there was a 50 underfoot. The 50 never happened as Crispp just slams it to the backboard. 1-0. I'm as surprised as anyone else. Let's see. Crispp playing so slowly. This is... Oh, the bump! kinseh gets up in time just to narrowly avoid the bump, but the bump... All of the bumps from Team Contempt Face, they just... They're so good at just finding and targeting the opposing team, but that shot from Firstkiller was unexpected from Frostbite. He abandoned his post at the net just a little bit too much, and now Firstkiller has his first goal as well.
Yeah, you got to be able to get back quicker, and I think that's where the issues are gonna come. For them to be able to score, most of the time they're gonna probably need to send two, or they're gonna end up in a situation where they have to get a booming clear over the backs of Firstkiller and kinseh to get those open goals. Because the defense and the shadow defense from these two is just as good as their offense, so you have to respect that as well. But the creativity on their side offensively, I think in the speed, is going to eventually be an issue. kinseh placing that perfectly just above the defender to where he can't get it, bounces it over off the front of his nose, down and in. And this is some of the speed that I'm expecting to see catch them off guard.
Yeah, even though it seemingly was right at his car, he's almost powerless to turn his car around in a way to hit the ball. He's on 0 boost, so without the exact right amount of power slide on the wall to turn himself around, I don't think that is even doable. Whoa, that's saved from kinseh, though. Going to give it over to Firstkiller in the process, and Firstkiller is looking for some demolitions. The pass, Firstkiller, I like that. He knew immediately that the pass wasn't going to come to anything as Crispp was right behind him. Frostbite next. Here. kinseh from the back wall has the huge clear. He's trying to follow it up with a double touch. Succeeds. Now, down low. Oh. I like that bump from kinseh. The net is now undefended suddenly, but Firstkiller can't find a way to finish. No pinch from him either. It's up to kinseh. Back over to the net. Frostbite with the lift. Again, another flick. Sending it straight up with the help of the rim. He's going to be the first one on this as well, but can't find a way around that rim. It's playing defense overtime for Team Croissant. kinseh, back out to middle. Unbeknownst to him, Firstkiller has already rotated back. Frostbite, I've been really surprised with him how he's got possession of the ball in the middle of the court and he gets it past one person over and over again. It's somehow with like a sneaky flick or or just like a fake or something. He's doing these slow dribbles where he casually approaches the ball, and somehow Firstkiller and kinseh are just fooled with it sometimes. But that shot from Firstkiller was clean. No rim required. Just straight off the back wall.
Yep, just clean, accurate backboard hit. Similar to kinseh. No defender there to really get in the way this time. But yeah, Frostbite, in those situations where you've already given him the space, and now he has that kind of slow control over the ball, you really can't approach him without letting the ball go past you. He's most likely going to get it past one of you, and I think it's intentional. kinseh or Firstkiller are going to go and challenge it because they're not going to let him walk it all the way up to the rim and flick it into the ceiling or create the pass opportunity they want. They have to get there, and they have to put some sort of pressure on him. But by doing so, you can kind of force him to have to throw it to a more predictable location for the second guy to go ahead and scoop up.
I think Crispp and Frostbite have realized the only way to score against Team Croissant is to bump them out of the way to save it. They're putting these shots on target, and then rather than trying to dribble them with some sneaky moves to send it left or right when the Team Croissant doesn't expect it, they're going for air bumps over and over again with these aerial plays. I'd expect to see more of that too, because it does seem really effective, but it's tough when the ball cam doesn't give you a lot of information. Here's the shot from Crispp. No, it's not quite in yet. And I think there go their hopes and dreams for winning game one. Frostbite, the last chance given to him, but doesn't quite have the touch. And now into the waterfall transition. Firstkiller going to scoop it up. He lifts it up. Off the net. Hold up. We still have chances for a 0-second goal as Crispp lifts it up. Are we just slow dribbling it here? Indeed.
Okay.
It's still up. Hold on.
Still.
Into the ceiling. Nah, that's going to be down. Never mind. Take it
no,
back.
It's not. Absolutely not.
Oh, man. If Firstkiller managed the pass, the aerial pass.
There it is.
Nope. I think kinseh was a big proponent of saving that ball. Crispp was lifting it up. You got to do what you have to keep the ball up at 0 seconds. The rule 0 in full swing. Frostbite up next, pinching it. Not going to be past kinseh. I think that is in. Okay.
It's in.
Not low enough to be rim.
kinseh going to lob one in right at the end.
Yeah, you got to be careful for, I would say, especially Frostbite. I think he's found himself in a defensive position on his half of the court where he's having to guard it, where he's got the clear possession of the ball, but he has to make like a kind of like a saving throw to get a touch.
Yeah.
You got to be careful where you don't just hit it right back to Team Croissant with that. I think a couple of times for 2 of Croissant's goals, like Frostbite had a touch where he lifts it up, and that's a disaster. Lifting it up is exactly what the opposing team wants to do on offense, right? They have to make an attempt at the net, and the ball has to be in the air to do that.
Yeah.
So the best defensive move is to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible, get it close to your back wall or to the net, and that makes it tough for Team Croissant to make an approach.
Yeah, they're kind of just teeing it up for them at times. I get the want to get it around the opponent. Getting it around the opponent, though, when they're sitting up on their back wall and they're looking for an opportunity to come down, especially when they have the skill set to get onto the ceiling. I'm going to ready up at some point. I swear I am. To get up off the ceiling and then make an attempt off that ball that you throw up, it's not ideal against Firstkiller or kinseh. It's not a team that you're going to want to do that against when both of those guys really are super comfortable from that position.
Firstkiller decides not to go for it. I don't know what his plan is here, but Frostbite is going to be happy to lift that one up, and Crispp tries to lift it straight to the ceiling as well. kinseh, back to... Oh my gosh! That redirect! That was nutty. Once again, we see the same play. kinseh finds Firstkiller this exact spot, not where Firstkiller is, but where he's going to be. He led that pass perfectly so that Firstkiller was going to reach it. Wow.
You can hit it where he's going to be, too. I think that's the convenience of having somebody like Firstkiller. It's why when you watch him and he has those moments where there's been times that he carries Rogue through a match in the RLCS. And the reason he's able to do that is that he has that skill set. You do just need to put the ball in the area of him, whether it's as long as it's on him or in front of him. You can't necessarily stick it behind him. It's got to be a playable ball, but you make a playable ball, he's going to get it. Neither one of them able to make the save here, though, as Crispp brings one down to that back corner.
I just realized how wild that was from Crispp. He jumped off the wall and then realized
it's a great shot.
He wasn't going to have the recovery to do it, so he backflips back onto the wall and does a takeoff a second time. Nice clear from him, keeping that net safe. kinseh, nice and high for him. Frostbite going to find it first. He's from the ceiling. Gets the 50 onto Firstkiller. Over to the corner. Firstkiller drops it down. The lift from kinseh. He's looking for the demolition next. Frostbite needs to be careful and just give away the boost. 50. Now to Crispp. He's blocked it. And it falls down with the help of the waterfall. kinseh is sent it all the way to the opposite side with that dribble, only to be blocked away. Here's the pass, I guess. Frostbite to the back wall. Firstkiller and kinseh both on that. Now down to Crispp. Frostbite. Oh, the shot is right to the front of the net. Really good save. The front net shots are good against defenders who are retreating because they have to deal with their own rim for the shot. And Firstkiller right into the backboard, just outside of reach of the defense. So quick on that play from that pass from kinseh.
Yeah, he's been up super quick. His speed is definitely up there. It's really hard to deal with. The defense has been pretty solid still, though. Frostbite and Crispp really defensively have... I keep saying it, but I'm going to keep saying it because this is the first time I'm ever getting to watch these guys. They're really impressing me on how well they do defensively on these holdouts and these cuts. This is where they make things happen. That one actually going to get broken up by Firstkiller, but those are those moments, those midfield cuts where they're able to turn around and kind of solo them out. They do those really well, and then they do those kind of booming shots from their own end to create opportunities when Firstkiller or kinseh overcommit.
Out of the backboard. Firstkiller lunges his car at the ball to try to block it. It's going to be up to kinseh. He takes the shot. It's a little bit too low, though. He deflects off the rim. Frostbite has got that dribble again in his favor. He's trying to dunk it straight down. He lifts it up, unfortunately, and Firstkiller swats it away. Now to kinseh. The retreating save from Crispp is going to keep him safe for now, as Firstkiller now into the corner. Crispp fills up on boost. He's going to be on it next. Lifts it up around one. Can't get past Firstkiller, though. And Firstkiller is going to continue that dribble right to the front of the net. Boom. In. No defense available.
Right here, you can see what he's doing on that air roll, and you can tell that Frostbite's already off the ground. There's not going to be a chance for him to get to that ball as he rolls around and catches that and sets it just off to that left side.
They're doing a very interesting friendship setup. It looks like Firstkiller is boosting a little bit ahead. What? That shot just deflects off the rim and in, skimming perfectly into the middle of it. I think Firstkiller on the way back, not expecting that shot. Even from his perspective, it looks like that's bouncing high, that he needs to position on the backboard.
Yeah, it looks like that one should have gone ceiling up, and then he would have had one of those up-down situations that he should have been going for. But just enough height on it for it to skim over.
kinseh trying the follow-up touch. Frostbite gets the better of it. Crispp, nice and high for him. Just outside, but Firstkiller goes in after it regardless. Oh, it rolls around very conveniently. I like that reaction from Crispp. But now it's back out to the center. Around the corner. Off the rim. kinseh going to take it over to Frostbite into the corner for blue. Frostbite going to have possession of the ball. Once again, he opts to go slowly for this until he sees that his opponents are coming in after him. And that's when he makes his move. He's constantly able to get around the first defender, but not past the second. Firstkiller drops it low.
It's a good play, right? But it's one of those ones that they're seeing over and over again. At a certain point, it's losing its effectiveness. Firstkiller doing Firstkiller things as he self-passes off the backboard, redirects it down. Great touch from kinseh, though, to initially set that up to him. But drawing the defense in is a good thing. You're baiting one of them out. But again, like I said before, when you bait that one forward and you're holding possession of that ball, you're forcing yourself into limited options of where you can place that ball. And Firstkiller or kinseh are going to read that. They're going to come challenge you with the intent of knowing that the first guy is not getting the ball. The second guy is the plan. And then you're in a very dangerous situation. Firstkiller and kinseh end up leaving a gap. they're going to split it. They find it.
That's a pretty wild angle, though, from Frostbite, all things considered. It's just a clean shot, and that's a huge rim from Firstkiller. He just eats it, and Crispp immediately responds with everyone hates the rim. Can't argue with that. Wait a second. I can't argue with that. This is Hoops Court, dang it.
One of the things I was saying, though, is that in that situation where you draw the first one out, let's say you draw Firstkiller out, and he's the first one to come in after you. Now he's forward. Now kinseh has a target to pass at, but right now there's a target. Frostbite unable to get there as Crispp ends up making a second touch trying to get it in himself. He ends up taking away what would have most likely been a guaranteed goal on the side from Frostbite.
He's got a chance. Oh, he tries to flick it. I'm not sure what the plan was, but he had the 1v1 situation. They've got 20 seconds here to make it back up. Firstkiller's on the ceiling. He has the flip at his disposal. Crispp is going to send it up to the ceiling. Follow up for him. Blocked away by kinseh. Firstkiller gets the demo there. I'm a little bit surprised that he wasn't killed himself. Here's the chance for Frostbite. He lifts it up for Crispp. This is a great pass. He tries to dunk it down, but the defender is too much. Here's the shot from Frostbite to follow it up. We have 0 seconds now. Crispp drops it, unfortunately, but now... Oh, that was a close game. We see Croissant do this over and over again. It's maddening that they only win by, like, a goal or two, right? But they still win games.
I don't know. They had that one game earlier that was, like, in the first series that we cast with them, it was, like, 6-2 or something. They had one that was a good series for them where they had a blowout. But all the other ones, I agree with you. They've been one goal ones, and you're like, I really expect this team to blow people out. Why are we not seeing the blowout?
Yeah, it's just the slimmest of margins is how they claim their victories, but that's all it takes. You just got to win the game, and that's all that matters in the end. I wonder if it's some sort of like defensive mindset, though. It's like, okay, we got the lead, now we just try to turtle, and then if they don't have the lead, then they try to play aggressive. I don't know, but one thing I really admire about how Firstkiller does these double taps, and he's doing these cleaner than anyone else in this tournament. He has the ball lobbed up, going some direction. Every single time, that first touch is the most important if you're going to get the backboard double tap dunk goal. And he does it like from any angle, right? He'll be charging from a boost pad off the side, still makes it so he can recover the ball off of the backboard and dunk it. I don't know how he does it. I really struggle with that. Every time I, try to go at full speed, supersonic as he goes, to hit the ball back to myself from the backboard, I send it too wide, but he's just so accurate with those moves, and I think that's a huge advantage for him.
He's better at being supersonic than I am. It's just not right.
I like that prediction there from Crispp flying over, but he miscalculated a little bit. kinseh over to Crispp, looking for the double tap off the corner, but it's going to be up to Frostbite to redirect that one forward. Firstkiller gets it lifted around one. Frostbite is still on it. He wants a double tap himself. Can't find a way around kinseh. It's swatted away to the corner. Crispp next sacrifices his life for this next move. Whoa, the block attempt from Frostbite. That was almost brilliance. But the ball was too violent. Gets rocketed all the way across the court. Firstkiller is going to be here, sending it to kinseh. Maybe a team pinch. Frostbite, he's in trouble. He gets it lifted up. He's got another touch here. Wait, the net is undefended. Firstkiller gets the saving clear. Now kinseh out to the middle.
I think I've decided that miscalculated needs to be a quick chat. I feel like that'd be a good one.
I think that would be good. Why haven't they updated quick chats in so long? We were stuck with the same ones.
There's so many. There's so many that we need. Rude is one that I feel has to happen. Shot coming down. That one's going to be short. Like Rude, I feel would just be like, it's such a like non-toxic, like, you get demoed, you're just kind of like, Rude. Like, Rude could be one of those ones that could be used both ways, I think.
Crispp. He's dribbling around kinseh. I like that they simultaneously went up and back down the wall. kinseh, he takes the shot. Now it's up to Crispp. Blocked away by kinseh. Now into the corner. Frostbite is playing very carefully. Tries to keep it away from the back wall. Once again, the back wall is the best defensive position for the defense. If you can keep the ball clear of the back wall and make a shot to the front of the net, that is going to be your highest percent shot. Here's Crispp lobbing it up. Once more, back out to Frostbite. Frostbite reads it. Blocked away by kinseh. Now Firstkiller is in the air. He's taking the shot. Maybe a double tap from him. He's trying to read the corner, but he's killed for his struggles. Frostbite up on the side. He's all out of boost. Tries to scoop it. It's going to bounce off the rim. Straight up for kinseh. No, back down for Crispp. All four cars struggling in the corner or the side wall. And they've split out almost the same amount of time it took to bunch up. But they're bunched up again. Why does this keep happening? Frostbite, not enough lift. We're finding actually a decent amount of goal opportunities, scoring opportunities for Team Meh. That just gets swatted away by Croissant by some slim margins. Now Crispp with the pass to Frostbite. They're finding each other, and that's I really want to see one of these passing plays pay out for him.
Ooh, Firstkiller tries to pinch that one up. Couldn't get quite enough power into it, though. Frostbite over the one as usual. Ends up beating kinseh on that as well. Ugh.
Off the corner, here comes Crispp. Oh, he can't find a way around the rim. It's so tough. Especially as the ball is going straight down. Here's Firstkiller with a shot. Frostbite's going to have that save, no problem. He opts to control it. Still trying to find a way around Firstkiller. Here goes Crispp, looking for the double tap. Still not enough width for that shot. Frostbite faking this one all the way into the net. That's one way to do it.
All right. I love the fake is awesome. One of my favorite things to watch, though, is watch people just completely flail and struggle after they've hit the rim as they attempt to try and continue their path towards the ball. And you can see kinseh spin some boost. He wanted to get there, but he just kind of like can't. He doesn't have enough lift anymore, so he just kind of like slowly falls and ends up hitting the court.
Firstkiller's got it around one. Dribble, lift. He tries to flick it around Frostbite, but now it's up for kinseh. He's got a really good setup for himself. No defense left as he beats the one flying straight at him. These touches where you can lift it up to yourself and then recover on the sidewall are so strong because sidewall shots already are really, really good in hoops because you have that height advantage. So the next step, of course, is to lift it up, give yourself that self-pass so you can take it from the sidewall and beat a defender that way. Executed perfectly by kinseh. Here's Frostbite with the shot, dropping it straight down. He wants one more as it was lifted up to him. Crispp. Oh, man, the drop too far down. kinseh finds Firstkiller. Lift it up. Firstkiller's chasing it. Can't find a way around Frostbite. kinseh to the back wall. He wants another one. When you're at zero momentum, finding a way to get power on the ball is the hardest. Now kinseh over to Firstkiller. I like this. This is a horizontal pass, but Frostbite from the back wall is going to clear it. We're seeing suddenly a defensive shift in Team Meh. Once again, they've retreated to their turtle habits. They're trying just to make sure they always have someone positioned back, ready to guard the net. Here comes Crispp, faking the first touch. Gets the 50 on the next one, and what's his plan next? He lifts it up for his teammate. Here comes Frostbite with a really light touch, blocked away by kinseh, and we've got a friendship kickoff up next. No, Firstkiller just goes.
I don't understand what is happening. What have they done?
It's too risky.
To the teams that we see throw these that are just like, we can't do it, man. We can't do it against them. They're gonna do that weird thing. They're gonna drive into each other on the backboard.
Crispp trying to find a way around kinseh. kinseh lifts it up. Frostbite is backwards for this. Firstkiller wins the advantage, and it just falls in. You hate to see a grand finals end that way, but Team Croissant take it away from Team Meh with just that simple 50. Crispp, I think, was expecting a rim or something. I don't know.
I think he was expecting it, to either go rim or a little far there. Ends up winning that 50, and it drops right. I mean, if you're going to have a 50 go off from that position, there's two spots you want it to drop. You want it to drop right there at the front of the rim, or you want it to drop in that far back corner, causing them to have to try and shift their momentum back the other direction, and it just ended up freezing them in net.
Who we DM says Frostbite. Nico. Yeah. If you guys are placed in the cash, if you place in the cash for this tournament, Nico's going to be the guy who can help you out with context.gg. Since your last time you were here, Supersonic, we moved from Matcherino to Context to hold our payments for these tournaments. I think overall it's a better experience for us, but really, really big congrats for Team Croissant. Firstkiller for the 4th Summer Slam tournament. He's got one more before he has all the Pokemon badges for the Ranked Hoops tournaments.
I mean, got to collect them all, right?
I have to imagine he's going to show up for it.
Unless something comes up, I imagine he will.
He's in our chat, so I guess he could tell us himself.
You playing again next week, bud?
Someone in our chat was like, I'm gonna drop out before he adds me, but it was too late. Man, that was fantastic to watch.
He was in chat the whole time.
Yeah, I think he was actually typing, like, while in between goals, he's like typing the chat, like, who's talking to me? Well, I honestly, it is a pleasure every time he shows up, and any other pros for that matter, JJ included. I would love to see Team Meh make a reappearance because they slaughtered the bottom half of the bracket. We might have not given them enough credit to their name.
They surprised the heck out of me
for sure.
And I definitely came into that first series expecting them to go down to JJ and JT.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit I did not give them enough respect in that first series, but they're a strong defensive team. They may not be throwing the strats or the crazy acrobatics of every attempt that they make at the ball the way that we've seen some of these other teams, but the play style that they're running clearly worked and was able to mess with some people on their way through the bracket.
Like, think how much of a different game that would be, right? If Crispp and Frostbite had the friendship down, right? If they dedicate a lot of practice in this upcoming week just to some hoops, maybe they take it off of Firstkiller's hands. Firstkiller and kinseh are waiting for an interview. Are you down to interview these guys?
Sure. I have 0 things prepared, but yeah, let's go.
All right, sweet. I am going to move Firstkiller first and then kinseh. All right, 1 down. All right, Firstkiller and kinseh, congrats, guys.
Thank you.
kinseh, you played in the first Summer Slam tournament this month, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, sweet. All right, so that's your second win for RankedHoops. Always a blast to watch you guys. Firstkiller, now you've got 4 victories. Like I was telling Supersonic, you've got 1 more Pokemon badge to win them all. Next weekend is the $900 tournament. Can we expect to see you back for that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do have one question. I've now come up with one because I've never gotten to directly talk to kinseh. Now I get to say, what is the correct pronunciation of the name?
Yes.
I get to hear it straight from you. kinseh.
We got it.
Okay. I've been good. I'm taking the W. That's all I needed. I'm done. That's all my questions for the day.
Let's go, Supersonic.
I'm just happy, man. I went back and forth on rivals, and like people sit around, and like every now and then, us and the casters on the A broadcast too, we end up getting in conversations in the background about different players' names and how to pronounce them, and it ends up being like a split. And I don't ever get to ask directly. I should probably just start DMing people, but that involves like work.
So I was really surprised that the team you just played, what their run through the lower bracket, they beat O'Billy, which is Nico and Wolf. They beat Porklet and Tool, and they beat J Turbo and JJ. So the fact that they even made it to you, I was just blown away by. So I'm hoping to see them back again. But what was like your, what do you call it? Like the silver bullet against that team? What do you think was they should work on defensively against you?
Defensively, they just overcommit way too much. Like they're trying to be as fast as possible, but like that's not what they have to do. They have to play more like safe, 1 back more. Like Nico and Wolf, like there's always 1 person back when like they play. Even though they beat them, I think it's because they're just really aggressive, and that's like the reason why they could beat Nico and Wolf like that.
It kind of adds those like variables that maybe Nico and Wolf aren't expecting. If you just play as fast as you can, then maybe you get lucky with something. I don't really know how that match went. We know it was a best of 1 versus Nico and Wolf and that team, contempt face, whatever they want to call themselves. But it was a close game. But yeah, I mean, what worked for against Nico and Wolf and Porklet and Tool, they couldn't get headway against you guys. You just crushed them at every turn. It seemed like.
Yeah.
So normally I ask it to you guys if you've got someone you want to raid. I've got a couple people in mind. If you don't, that's completely fine. J Turbo looks like he's continuing to stream.
We have Spider RL, spelled with a Y.
All right, raid Spider RL. All right, sweet. Yep, that worked. All right, well, we're going to be really excited to have you back next week. Hopefully I really want to see you really like nail those friendship kickoffs sometime. The fusion kickoff included. That would just be like icing on the cake. I could die in peace if that happens.
Yeah. Wait, kinseh, do you want to host Lando or Spider?
Spider is fine.
Okay. Yeah, Spider.
I already typed it in. I guess I could cancel it still, but
Yeah.
sweet. All right, chat. Thank you so much for sticking around. We got, like I said, $900 tournament next Sunday. If you're trying to play in it, sign up early, preferably before 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And then we've got some midweek streams too if you like hoops and you even want to participate, because almost always we have some chat viewer participation in them. Sassy streams Thursdays, Nico on Fridays, me on Saturdays, sometimes doing 1v1s. Oh, speaking of which, would either of you be down to do like a 1v1 sometime?
Against you?
No, not against me. Please. I don't want to get crushed that hard. But maybe against like a high-level hoops veteran like JJ, for example.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
I
sweet.
mean, yeah, sure.
As long as RLCS isn't interfering or something like that, or some other big event. Sweet. All right, I'll try to get you hooked up for that. That sounds like a good time. All right, once again, guys, this has been Ranked Hoops, and big shout-outs to Supersonic. Yo, thanks so much for helping me cast. Follow that guy on Twitter and on Twitch. Same spelling. All right, that is the end.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that ended on that exact note.
Yeah, it did. It was perfect